list. Okay. Yeah, let's do this. Let's finish up the tier list. If you came just for Power Wash, I understand if you are not if you don't want to see the end of the Bluey saga, but we have a bit of Bluey to go over. Where are we starting with? We are starting with Road Trip. I'm gonna take a quick chug of coffee. Should I start with the tier list? What are we starting with? We are starting with Road Trip. So, Road Trip. We have 11 episodes. I can't imagine it's going to take all that long. So, Road Trip starts out with the family is getting together. They are going out camping. And essentially, the entire episode is the kids are bored in the car because the car ride is going to take a long time, essentially. What am I looking at? I see the lusty Argonian maid. That's funny. So the kids are like, I'm bored. And Chili's like, don't worry. I packed your electronics. You're going to get to play on your iPads. And the kids are like, yay. And Chili's like, oh shit, where did I pack the iPad? I need you to pull over so we can look for the iPad in the back. As they're looking for the iPad, they notice that this caravan of RVs are coming, and Bandit is shrieking that the gray nomads are on their way, and they need to get back on the road. And the kids are like, Dad, what are the gray nomads? And Bandit's like, they're a bunch of really old people that are in really slow caravans, and they take all the really good spots for camping. And the kids are like, oh, well, I'm bored. Can you get us the iPads? And Chili's like, I don't know where they are. We'll play some road games. Let's play the game where they play I Spy, and Bluey's like, Bingo, I need you to play I Spy and be fun, okay? I don't pick something boring. And Bingo's like, I spy something blue. Bluey's like, it's me. Chili teaches them the game where you do your fingers on the window and you race along the countryside. They also they get to the gas station. This episode is essentially driving. They get to a train and they play the can we go faster than the train game? They can't go faster than the train. And eventually they get to this stop in the road where they're stopped for construction. And Bluey's like, I need to go pee. So she goes and pees in the bushes. And Bandit's like, I really need you guys to get back in the damn car because the gray nomads are coming. And Chili's like, chill out. We're going to be fine. And Bandit's like, it's okay. They're going to let us go and we're going to be able to drive. And then this little bastard back here is like, I need to pee. And Chili's like, okay, let's go. And Chili has absolutely no chill. And it's wild. Bandit desperately wants to get back on the road. And Chili's like, it's fine. Just let's go pee right now. And Bandit's really pissed because now they're stuck behind the big caravan of cars. It's like, you couldn't have waited 5 minutes to go pee, and now we're stuck behind 15 different RVs. Eventually, they tell Bluey, like, look, sorry, you're stuck. Just look around, have fun. This is what you need to do when you're bored. And Bluey's like, well, what the hell is this thing? I'm going to look around and pull this thing and see, what is this? What is this? What is this thing? Look, Bingo, look what I found. Look what I found, Mom. And Chili's like, oh, wow, you found the iPads. And Bluey's like, oh, cool. I don't want to play with this shit. We want to play gas station. And they decide to pretend that they're at the gas station. And Bandit's like, oh, thank God, the gray nomads are leaving. They're gonna go see the big peanut on the side of the road. And the kids are like, I want to see the big peanut. And Bandit's like, all right, let's go see the damn big peanut. So they go see the big peanut on the side of the road. The gray nomads give the kids stickers. And that's the end of the episode. The kids behind the RV were all excited to be behind the RV because Bingo's like, I like their stickers. Road Trip. Where do I like Road Trip? I like Road Trip more than a lot of these. I like Road Trip more than Queens. I'm going to push Queens under Hammer Barn. I like Road Trip more than Escape. But I don't think I like it better than Cafe. I think I'm going to push Road Trip to the top of B and not past Cafe. I think that's a good one. Next, okay. We're going to get through Dunny quick. Dunny is probably my least favorite of this batch. So we're just going to scroll through this real quick. This episode is about all the kids it's like a Saturday morning. All the kids are playing games in the bathroom. And the entire episode is them having a conversation about whether they could play a game after Dad got back from the Dunny. And Chili's like, don't call it a Dunny. Call it a toilet. And the kids are like, why can't we call it a Dunny? And she's like, because it's not polite. And Bandit comes back like, Dunny's free. And the kids are like, Dad said Dunny. And it's like, The entire episode is them talking about whether or not they're allowed to say the word Dunny. And could they say words like Dun-eep then? And Chili's like, I guess, but that's not a real word. And they're like, Dad, why can't we say Dunny? Pizza. I haven't said pizza in a long time. This episode I'm just gonna more or less scroll through. You'll notice that they spend the entirety of the episode in bed. It's kind of a boring episode visually. Eventually they get to the point where they're just desperate to be like, Mom, we want to call it the Dunny. And she's like, you know what? Fine. Don't say it in front of the Queen, but you're allowed to call it the Dunny. Just be polite about it. And they're like, well, our friend Chloe isn't allowed to say this other word. And she's like, yeah, families are different. What are you gonna do? Let's just call it the shitter. That's right, it's called the shit bucket, exactly. Dunny's terrible. I don't like Dunny at all. I like Dunny better than Bad Mood. I like it better than Swim School. I like it better than Favorite Thing. I don't like it better than Hairdressers. No, all the way at the bottom. Just straight bottom. Duck Cake is a way better episode. So Duck Cake, the children are making a dramatic mess, and the kids call them in because Chili's like, you need to pick out a cake for your birthday, Bingo. And she's like, what about this cake? No. What about the Shrek cake? No. What about this 6 cake? No. Duck Cake. I shouldn't have done that. I need a drink. And she decides she really wants a duck cake. And the kids are like, heck yeah, duck cake. And the parents are like, are you sure you want a duck cake? That looks like a lot of work. And Bingo's like, the duck cake makes my tail wag, so I want the duck cake. And Chili's like, well, good enough for me. Good luck, Bandit. And Bandit's like, I have to make it? And she's like, yeah, I gotta take her to gymnastics. And Bluey, you need to go clean up that shit in the living room. All this mess that you're literally falling over right now, you need to clean this up. And Bluey's like, oh, well, I didn't make the mess over on that side of the room. That was all Bingo. And she's like, fine, leave that side of the mess for Bingo. She'll take care of it. Bandit gets to work making the duck cake, and Bluey's like, I want to help you with the cake. And Bandit's like, no, you're going to go out there and clean. And he's like, look, I'll give you a sticker. I'll give you a sticker if you clean up that part, and that part, like the monkey hospital and the giraffe hut and whatever. 3 stickers for 3 parts. And Bluey's like, okay, can I have my sticker? I cleaned up a bit now. And he's like, sure, here's 1 sticker. Keep at it. He keeps going back to making the cake, and Bluey's like, I decided I only want 1 sticker. And Bandit's like, I don't give a shit. Go clean up. And Bluey's like, I don't really think I want to clean up. Look at my pretty sticker. And Bandit, in a horrible move as a parent, decides he'll give her $2 if she cleans up. And Bluey is still like, I won't clean up her part though. I won't clean up Bingo's part of the room. He's like, fine, whatever. Here's your $2 if you clean up. Let's go. And Bluey's like, well, I could buy a Starlight Dancer, one of those Moonlight Dancer ponies from the Quiet Game episode. And Bandit's like, no, those are like $50, kid. And and Bluey's like, well, can you give me that much if I clean up? Like, I'm not paying you $50 to clean up your shit. I shouldn't be paying you at all. You should be doing it because I asked you to. Bluey goes and eventually, he also eventually offered her, fine, if you clean up, I'll give you the cake batter, the beaters, which honestly, he should have started with. A cake beater for cleaning up your mess, I think that's a fair trade because we would want to give the cake batter anyways. So she goes and cleans up and then eats the goop off of the batter. Meanwhile, Bandit is finally ready to attach the head of the duck cake, and it fucks up. And it falls off. Bandit spent the entire episode trying to get this poor duck cake to work, and it's not going well. And Bluey's like, are you okay, Dad? And he's like, yeah, mate, I'm fine. And she's like, don't worry, I'll help you. And she cleans up the mess, which I think is sweet. And then Bluey's like, Dad, what if we take some of the neck and turn it into a little bit of a head? And Bandit's like, you know what? Yeah, we could try that. We could try that with the duck cake. Let me just clean up the other head. Hey, did you clean this up, Bluey? And Bluey's like, yeah, I guess I did. And Bandit's like, thanks, Bluey. And then Bluey's tail starts wagging, and she's like, oh shit, really? That's cool. And it's like, let me try something. And she goes out there and starts cleaning up all of Bingo's shit while Bandit's making the rest of the duck cake. Chili comes home and she's like, Bluey, did you clean up the whole room? And she's like, yeah, I guess I did. Chili's like, thanks, Bluey. And then her tail's wagging again, and she's a praise slut over here. I shouldn't say that. She's 7. Bingo runs into the house and knocks over everything, and Chili's like, you know what? You don't have to clean that up, honey. That's Bingo's mess. And Bluey's like, okay. Bingo comes in and checks out the duck cake, which is a screenshot for the ages here. And Bandit's like, I tried my best, honey. And Bingo's like, I love it. I love the duck cake. And Bandit's like, yeah, you love the duck cake? And she's like, heck yeah, look at that fucking duck cake. I love it, Dad. It's the greatest duck cake in the world. And she's like, hey, Bluey, check out the cake. Wait, Bluey? And Bluey's out there cleaning up the mess because she likes making people happy. I like duck cake. Duck cake's really good. I think duck cake might even be an S. I like it more than Stumpfest. I don't know if I like it more than Seesaw. I think right at the bottom of S might be fine. Yeah, I think right there. Perfectly fine right there. What do we got next? Handstand. Okay. So here's the thing about Handstand. Handstand is an episode. It's Bingo's birthday. It's sort of hard to describe over screenshots, but the entirety of the episode is Bingo trying to do a handstand in the middle of the kitchen, basically. This is a raring party. This is a raring to go party, where all of Bluey's friends are here, and Bingo is 100% focused on doing a handstand. And eventually she gets the handstand done. She's like, I did a handstand, guys. Look at the handstand. Did anyone see me? And that's the first third of the episode. And nobody seems to notice Bingo doing this handstand. And she's like, Aunt Trixie, did you see me do a handstand? She's like, no, baby, sorry, I didn't. She's like, Winton, did you? No. Dad? Anybody? Did anyone see me do a handstand? Look, Dad, can you look at me do a handstand? And Dad's like, no, sorry, baby, I missed it. I had to look at the fish while it was cooking. She's like, oh, okay. Missy, can you look at me do a handstand? And she's like, okay, Bingo, bye. And she's like, oh, she didn't want to see me do a handstand. Mom, look at me do a handstand. This just keeps going. It goes on like this forever. And she's like, did you see me? No one wants to see me do a handstand. That's the first third. That's a really good emote. That's the first third of the episode. We come out here into the deck, and Nana's here. Nana Healer, Bingo and Bluey's grandma. And she is like talking to everybody. She's like, "Oh, who wants help? Who needs help from grandma? I need to put myself to work. Stripe, do you want me to help you with those muffins?" She's like, Nah, ma, I'm good. I'm doing okay." And she's like, "Okay, what about you over there, Lucky? You want me to help you do whatever it is you're doing?" And he's like, "No, thank you, Mrs. Healer. I'm okay." And she's over there like, "What about you, little terrible dog over here?" And he's like, "I don't want to talk about it." And she's like, "Does nobody want help from Nana?" And nobody wants help from Nana. That's the second third of the episode. We switch back to Bingo, who is desperately wanting somebody to watch her do a handstand. Even Chloe looks away right at the wrong time, and Bingo doesn't get to show her handstand. But Nana was watching, and she's like, "I saw it, Bingo." And Bingo's like, "For real life? You saw me, Nana?" And she's like, "I sure did, and I want to watch you do another one." And she does a bunch of handstands, and Nana's like, "Oh, yeah, you're really doing a great job, Bingo." And the two people who really wanted people to notice them we're able to connect. And the last third of the episode is the cycle that's been happening the entire time is broken. They serve the duck cake. Everyone's like, "Hey, Bingo, happy birthday!" And she's like, "Wait, where's Bingo?" And Bingo's still in the kitchen doing handstands with Nana, and it's adorable. So here's my problems with handstand. For one thing, it's a complete clusterfuck. For another thing, no one's paying attention to Bingo, the birthday girl. For another thing, all of the people at the party, all of them are Bluey's friends. And Bingo is definitely a part of Bluey's friend group, but not directly. For another thing, Muffin and Socks are not there. And neither is Lila, Bingo's best friend. According to the animator, they were in another room watching Kitty Cat Squad. So, whatever. I like Handstand. It's an episode you need to watch a few times because there's stuff happening all over the place. I think Handstand, for the reasons mentioned, is a little below Duck Cake. Like, directly below Duck Cake. And I think it belongs in A, just for the reasons mentioned. Helicopter is the next episode. For reasons that are not important, Bluey is unable to go to her friend Honey's house after school, and she's really sad about it. Chili's like, "Sorry, babe. Sorry, I can't bring you to your friend's house tonight. Sorry, you can't do a play date." And Bluey comes over here to some stumps over here at class, and she's like, "Doop, doop, 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 doop." And she pretends to have a helicopter. And her friends come over, and they're like, "Bluey, can I fly the helicopter?" She's like, "No, I'm flying the helicopter, and only I tell you where to go. So you can fly where I want you to go." And eventually, throughout this, Winton's like, "Can you take me to my dad's house?" And she's like, "All right, I guess I'll drop you off in the pool, whatever." Throughout this, Bluey is really set in her ways, but as the kids come in and play with her, she gets slowly more rolls with the punches sort of thing. Like, she's like, the next kid who comes up, Chloe's like, you tell me where you want to go, and I will fly you there. She gets a little more open to other people helping. Also, I don't remember what the hell Mackenzie is barking at. I don't remember why Mackenzie gets up into the helicopter and is just barking at stuff. Snickers pretends to be a traffic anchor. Honey, for whatever reason, Honey is actually here, so I'm not sure why she couldn't just go to Honey's house with Honey. I don't understand that at all, but that doesn't matter. Rusty and Jack are doing a war scenario, and they're like, we're going down, the helicopter's going down. And Bluey's like, it's my helicopter, we're not going down. And Rusty's like, oh, please, Bluey, can we go down? It's a lot more fun if we go down. And Jack's like, and Bluey's like, okay, I guess we can go down. And she just gets a little more friendly with all of the with all of the dogs as they come up. The terriers get to pretend to be kangaroos, and eventually Bluey's like, you know what? I want to be a kangaroo. You know what, Indy? You can have the helicopter. I was thinking that as I said it, and I'm like, you know what? Whatever. Bluey went off to play kangaroo with the terriers. Eventually, she's like, Mom, can we go to Honey's house? She's like, no. Remember when I said we couldn't go? And she's like, oh yeah, that's okay. I'll make my own fun at home. And it's one of those learning to roll with the punches things. It's like, whatever. Helicopter's fine. It's not great. It's better than movies. I think I personally like it better than Bingo and Double Babysitter, but not Piggyback. I think Helicopter is going to be right below Piggyback. Octopus is one of the weirdest fucking episodes. Octopus is probably the first episode I actually saw of Bluey, because I used to see Bluey when I used to bring my son to doctor's offices. They would always be playing like kids shows. And this is the first of the Bluey episodes I remember seeing. So this is Octopus. Bandit is pretending to be an octopus, and the kids are supposed to run past Bandit. It's hard to see with the frames, but basically Bandit is going it's a little hard to see with the individual frames. So they're running past Bandit as they're doing it, as the game goes on, and Chloe's like really getting into this dumbass game, and she's like, oh, my dad's here, thank God. You appreciate that even the episode about Bingo's birthday is not orange? The thing about this, the reason it's orange is because it changed the whole intro of the show. The show has an intro that it uses in every single episode except for Bingo, because they subvert expectations. And it messes with the my chi to have one orange one, but I understand why. Anyways, so Chloe is picked up by her dad, excuse me, who's a huge nerd. And Chloe's like, Dad, can we play Octopus when we get home? I'm like, sure, I like octopi. How do I play Octopus? And Chloe's like, okay, I'm gonna run past you, and you're going to grab at me. And he's like, oh, okay, well that sounds kind of hard. And so he like instantly easily grabs her, and then she runs around him a bunch. Basically, long story short, he doesn't know how to play the game, and Chloe doesn't know how to explain it. So Chloe's like, this is how you play it, Dad. And he's like, I'm just going to walk around this way. It's a lot easier. And Chloe's like, that's not how you play it. You're supposed to go this way. And then Chloe's dad's like, but I can't do it. I'm just going to walk out of your range. And Chloe's like, you know what? You're not as fun as Bluey's dad. And he's like, oh, okay. And he goes and plays on his computer. Eventually, Chloe's like, what you doing, Dad? And he's like, I'm looking up octopus facts. Do you know that they squirt out ink behind them? And she's like, and giving her all sorts of octopus facts. It's like, wow, I didn't know all that stuff about octopus. And I'm sorry I said that stuff. It's just that octopuses don't do the stuff that you do. And he's like, well, that's funny. I don't think that octopuses do the things that you do. Maybe in this game, very good pause. That's a terrible pause. Maybe instead, our octopuses should do whatever we want them to do. Ew, they did it again. Are the octopuses sapient? I don't think so, no, because they just go... Think about the octopus from Octodad. That's essentially what the octopus is. The octopus is in their game. Bluey comes over, and then Chloe's dad is doing the octopus game properly. And then because they're nerds, the dad's like, I'm gonna be a Southern Australian octopus. And she's like, oh no, those are really poisonous. And Bluey's like, oh wow, you guys are really homebrewing this shit, huh? And Bluey's like, can I be the octopus? Can I be poisonous and electric? And they're like, you know what? Yeah, this octopus can. There we go. Yeah, this octopus can. Are the dogs people? The dogs are people analogs. So essentially, you should think of the dogs as people. Octopus is really silly. The rest of these episodes are actually pretty good, for the most part. Octopus is... I like Octopus. I don't like it that much. I like it more than Piggyback, but not more than a Muffin Cone. I'm going to move Road Trip up to A. I think it's worthy of up to A. They're venomous. Baby Race is an episode a lot of people love. This is one of people's favorites after like Sleepy Time and a few others. It starts with Bluey being like, "Mom, am I better at climbing than Bingo is?" And she's like, "Yeah, you're older than she is, dipshit. Of course you are." And she's like, "Well, am I better than she was at her age?" And she's like, "Bluey, just run your own race, kid. Did I ever tell you about the story when you were a baby?" Also, this episode fucks up the entire lore of Socks. Socks the baby is completely fucked up by Baby Race. And she's like, "When you were a baby, you sat up really fast. And we were really proud of how quickly you set up. But when we got to Playdate, your friend Judo... it was rolling over. She was really proud of Bluey being able to roll over so early. But Judo sat up before Bluey did, and it became a baby race to see who would be walking first, because Judo's the next door neighbor, and Chili wanted to be the good mom or whatever. So she's trying to teach Bluey how to sit up. Eventually she does, but Judo is already crawling. And Bingo's like, "Oh, you're losing the baby race, Bluey." And Bluey's like, "What are you doing about it, Mom?" And she's like, "I'm doing my best. I tried to teach you how to crawl. And all you did was bum shuffle. All you did was shuffle on your butt. You shuffled across." Oh, wait, no. No, this wasn't bum shuffle. This, Bluey rolled around on the floor. And the doctor was like, "Some babies just roll before they walk. It's fine." But I wasn't having it, Chili said. Baby Nuzlocke. But I wasn't having it, Chili said. "So I really wanted you to learn how to crawl, but you just learned how to bum shuffle instead." And that's how basically she shuffled along on her ass. Bad channel. They went back to the doctor, and the doctor's like, "Some babies just learn how to bum shuffle before they walk." Meanwhile, Judo back there in the back was pulling herself up, which is a step before walking. And Bluey's like, "Damn it, I'm losing the baby race." And the doctor, and eventually it didn't matter. Oh, never mind. She started crawling, but she was crawling backwards. Basically, Bluey was doing everything dumb. Nana was like, I'm going to put some olive oil on your knees so you have to stand up. They're like, you can't do that anymore, Mom. Unfortunately, all of the other children learned to walk before Bluey did, and Chili felt like a failure. And Bandit was like, aren't you going to play date? Aren't you going to play date with the other moms? And the other moms noticed, or more specifically, Coco's mom noticed, the poodle. And she came over to visit Chili, and she was like, listen, I want to show you something, Chili. Check this shit out. I've got so many kids. I've been popping them out for years. And Chili's like, I thought that was your first. I thought Coco was your first baby. And she's like, no, I've got 8 kids. Wait, no, 9. No, hold on, stop. Yeah, 9. And she's like, you know what? I want to tell you, Chili, you're doing great. And Chili's like, thank you. And it was really sweet. And eventually, and she's like, you know what? We're not going to play the baby race anymore. We're just going to go at your own speed. You're doing a great job, Judo. And she wasn't jealous anymore, and it was really sweet. And then Bingo's like, did Bluey ever learn to walk? And that joke will always get me. Like, yeah, she learned to walk, Bingo. Thanks for catching up. And she's like, and eventually in the kitchen, and she's like, and Bluey's like, why did I learn to walk in the kitchen? And Bingo's like, maybe you saw something you really liked. And it's awfully sweet. Baby Race is a great episode. Easy S tier. Better than Duck Cake. Better than Seesaw. Better than Quiet Game. Better than Squash. Better than Charades. Not better than Barky Boats. I like Baby Race a lot. The soldier who survived mustard gas and pepper spray is a seasoned veteran. What's next? Mr. Monkey Jocks. We got 4 episodes left. Mr. Monkey Jocks sucks. Most of the episodes we're going to talk about tonight are pretty good. There's a few stinkers. Mr. Monkey Jocks is an episode that starts with Bluey basically circling all of the toys she wants from the Toys R Us catalog. Bandit comes in and it's like, kids, what the hell is with that? What's all this shit? What is all this stuff in your room? And Bingo's like, I'm bored. I don't want to play with my Sans doll anymore. Meanwhile, Bluey's in the background. I want this, and I want this, and I need this, and this is it. And Bandit's like, you're not getting anything. In fact, you're not getting shit. Look at all these toys. How could you possibly be bored with all these toys? And he opens up the closet and a whole bunch more toys falls out. And he's like, that's it. We're having a chuck out. We're getting rid of some of these toys. And they're like, look, we're not going to throw away your toys. We're going to give them to needy kids. And this pile here is the kid. And the boy's like, but we're needy kids. And one pile is the keep and one pile is the giveaway to needy children. And they go through the entire pile and all of the toys end up being keep, except for Mr. Monkey Jocks, who is a sock puppet wearing underwear. And the kids are like, no, we can't give away Mr. Monkey Jocks. And Bandit's like, this character has never been here before. You never play with him. And they're like, we do play with him. We're going to make sure you know how important he is. And Joey's like, you're probably going to regret that. So the next few minutes is them making Mr. Monkey Jocks a position of importance around the house, taking over Bandit's spots, being in charge of everything, playing with stuff. Eventually they vote somehow. Chili ends up falling in love or whatever with Mr. Monkey Jocks, and she's like, well, I guess he really is important. Bandit's like, where am I gonna sleep then? And she's like, well, you can still stay here and be Mr. Monkey Jocks' butler. This is basically Bandit getting cucked by the stuffed animal episode. And Bandit's like, oh, you want me to be the butler then? All right, I'll be Mr. Monkey Jock's butler. Joey's like, you probably shouldn't have let him do that. He's got a plan. And eventually, Mr. Monkey Jock wants new sheets on his bed. And this is his room, and Mr. Monkey Jocks is going to take over all your stuff. And now you have to live outside. Now you have to live outside. This episode's terrible. Eventually they get back inside, and Bandit's still playing the game while nobody's inside to be watching it. And Mr. Monkey Jocks is apparently trying to give away all of the toys so he could be the only toy. I don't remember how this gets resolved. I think they talk to him, and Mr. Monkey Jocks convinces him that who gives a shit? It doesn't matter. Eventually they learn that all of the toys, it's okay to give some toys away to children who need them. And they learn that they put it inside of the giveaway basket, and the toy goes to a kid at the hospital who gets a new friend. Mr. Monkey Jocks, how does straight D sound to you? Better than Mum's School, better than Feather Wand, not better than Bin Night, and not better than Feather Wand, actually. Better than Mum's School. I'm going to put Bin Night above Postman. 3 left. Typewriter. Typewriter is a school episode. Cuck Bandit and gets the D. More or less, yes. Very odd episode. So this is an episode where Bluey is pretend typing on her typewriter, and Chloe's like, look, Bluey, what's her name? Calypso is telling a story. He's saying stuff. Simpsons. Yeah, this is it's this scene.
Some things never change.
Hey, everybody, an old man's talking.
It's basically that, but Calypso. Hey, everybody, Calypso's talking. So they all go over to Calypso, and she's telling a story. I don't even remember what the story's about. It doesn't matter. Winton, easily my least favorite character in the show, sits down next to Coco and is like, can I sit here, Coco? Like way too close. Eventually Bluey's like, I want to write a story just like Calypso told us. I'm going to do it on my typewriter. Hey, where's my typewriter? I'm going to go ask Calypso where the typewriter went. Hey, Snickers, what's the problem? And he's like, I don't like being a sausage dog. And she's like, well, let's go talk to Calypso about your problems. It's a Wizard of Oz. It's a Wizard of Oz thing. Winton's like, nobody wants to play with me. Nobody likes playing with me. And Bluey's like, oh, you're too close. Back up, buddy. And she's like, let's go talk to Calypso about it. They run into the terriers, who are being jerks for no reason. They're like, we're going to shoot you with arrows. And they're like, well, we're not playing your game, guys. They're like, could you please play our game and be shot with arrows? And Bluey's like, all right, let's watch out for the arrows. How are we going to get around them? I don't know. And Snickers sneaks around and gets one of these terriers in the forest of bamboo. And he's able to be super stealthy because he's a thin sausage dog. Meanwhile, Bluey's like, hey, Winton, I've got an idea. Go over there and talk to the terrier and just ask him anything at all, and he'll go away. And Winton's like, okay, why? Why will he go away if I ask him any question? And Bluey's like, oh, it's because you're a space invader. And Winton's like, the hell is that? And Bluey's like, oh, it means you're way too fucking close all the time. And Winton's like, oh, that tracks. Yeah, because you're like this. There's a bamboo forest right there. Yeah, they don't really go into detail of why there's a bamboo forest. It doesn't ever come up again. And Winton's like, huh, I never thought of it that way. Okay, I'll try that. He's like, hey, are you gluten-free? Are you gluten-free? And he gets really close and just asks like a bunch of dumb questions about being gluten-free. And he's like, Bluey, it worked. I'm annoying. Yay. Yeah, they're in the bamboo forest. They pretend to manifest a shield and get past the last terrier. They run up a hill. The terriers are chasing after them, and the sausage dog, in possibly the worst move I've ever seen, decides to log roll down the hall. Also great frame. Log roll down the hill and into the terriers, which I'm pretty sure would warp all of his little malformed spine bits, but I'm not here to judge. Bluey gets up to Calypso and it's like, Calypso, where's the typewriter? And Calypso's like, I don't know, Bluey. Hey. Calypso took 4 edibles before teaching today. Hey. How do you use a typewriter? And Bluey's like, you just go sort of ching. And she's like, yeah, what if you just pretended to use a typewriter like that? And Bluey's like, oh shit, I could just pretend to typewrite. Yeah, thanks. And Calypso's like, no worries, Bluey. And the typewriter was there all the time. The bamboo forest 20 feet from the house. Kitty, do you remember them ever talking about... I want to see this again.
Hey, everybody, an old man's talking.
That needs to be a sound clip.
Some things never change.
Hey, everybody, an old man's talking.
Where is it? Typewriter is kind of dull. It's under movies. It's under Rug Island and Tickle Crabs.
We can't bust heads like we used to, but we have our ways.
It's under Ice Cream.
One trick is to tell them stories that don't go
I'm going to put it above
anywhere.
Circus.
Like the time I caught the ferry over to Shelbyville.
I needed a new heel for my shoes. I think right above Circus.
No, I decided to go to Morganville.
Which is what they called Shelbyville in those days. So I tied an onion to my belt, which is what style at the time.
Now, to take the ferry cost a nickel, and in those days, nickels had pictures of bumblebees on them.
Give me 5 B's for a quarter, you'd say.
Now, where were we?
You guys like my shirt?
Oh, yeah. The
That's not the right
important thing
button.
was that I had an onion on my belt.
It's
which
a-
was the style at the time. They didn't have white onions.
1 sec.
Because of the war.
The only thing you can get with those big yellow ones. Do you like my EcoQuest shirts? I was going to play Echo the Dolphin, and then I didn't want to because it made me mad. But that it's from EcoQuest, and I thought it was funny. Burger Shop. We got 2 left. Burger Shop makes me fucking mad. Oh boy. So Burger Shop is an episode where the kids are in the tub, and Chili's like, hey, brats, get out of the tub. You've been in the tub forever. It's almost bedtime. And the kids are like, oh, but we were going to play Burger Shop. And Chili's like, tough shit. And you, blue guy, earn your keep. He's like, well, nope, I'm not going to make the kids do anything anymore. I picked up a book that tells me that says we shouldn't make the kids do things they don't want to do.
Like this. This is disgusting. This is awful in every way. If I could kill it, I would. But I legally can't. But I've considered it.
We're almost done, guys. You don't want to be like this. And Chili's like, is that right? The book told you that. All right, dipshit, get them out of the bath, whatever. Whatever it takes to get them out of the bath. And Bluey's like, hello, welcome.
Lois, I'm at the gym. I hate it here. I want to come home.
Are you-
Everybody's so mean, and there's this one guy who follows me around.
And calls me fat. And Bluey's like, welcome to the Burger Shop. What would you like? And Bandit's like, Bluey, buddy, how would you like to make the right decision and get out of the bath on your own? And Bluey's like, what would you like for your burger? And Bandit's like, fine, give me a burger. And Chili's back there as the line cook. And Bluey serves him up a shitty letter burger. And Chili gets back in like, hey, what are y'all doing? Get out of the tub. And Bandit's like, don't worry. Hey, relax. I got this. We're trying a new parenting method. Don't worry about her. Now.
I am very disappointed.
Bye.
Bye.
Now, Bluey, don't you want to do the right thing and get out of the tub? And Bluey's like, you want another fucking burger, don't you? Bandit's like, well, I do want another fucking burger. It's like, order up. He orders another burger. They order another burger. It all just sort of goes on from here. Eventually, they get to Bandit's like, I don't have any more money. Well, you can get some from the bank. Hi, I'm the bank. Here's some money. It all sort of goes along that vein. The next important part right here, the water is getting cold. So Bandit's like, hey, your line cook is freezing. She's like, it's fine. It's like, her lips are turning blue. Your lips are turning blue. She's like, I'm a blue healer. It's like, you know what? That's it. I'm pulling the plug. And they're like, and he's like, let me eat all these burgers, and now you guys can go to bed. And then and they're like, well, if you can't pay for the burgers, you're gonna have to wash dishes. Chili gets in. What the fuck? Okay, you guys are supposed to be out of the tub, and you're not even supposed to be in the tub. And Bandit's like, you know what? We played the game. We did everything we're supposed to do. What do you want to do? And they're like, we're gonna open a taco shop. And Bandit pulls the plug, and they're like, we're sorry we didn't get out of the tub when you told us to, Dad. Look, we look like hedgehogs. And that's essentially the episode. Burger Shop, wildly frustrating episode.
Hi, I'm Robin Williams. I've just had a black bean burrito.
Thank you for waiting till the end on that one. I'm like, we gotta get through Burger Shop. Come on. Burger Shop, I don't like Burger Shop. I like it better than Mum's School. I'm gonna drop Mum's School to F. I like Burger Shop better than Mr. Monkey Jocks and better than Feather Wand. She's a blue healer is a funny enough line that it brings it up a few ranks, in my opinion. I like it more than Postman. And actually, no, I don't.
Mom, Dad, come here, you gotta see.
No, I don't.
G.I. Joe!
I think right above Feather Wand is perfect. All right, last one. Easter. Easter is our last one. It starts out night before Easter. Chili and Bandit are like, all right, kids, time to go to bed. The Easter Bunny is going to come overnight and get you your candy. And they're like, are you sure the Easter Bunny won't forget us this year? And Chili's like, hey, we went over this. The Easter Bunny did not forget you. He was just late. Remember, look at the framed letter you got last year. And Bandit's like, yep, that's what happened. That's what happened. The Easter Bunny said, sorry I was late. I had some family stuff. Remember? He wasn't late. Or he didn't forget you. He was just a little late. And the kids are like, all right, I guess. In the morning, they wake up, and there ain't shit in their baskets. Yeah, he was medicated. Exactly. He woke up really late. And the kids are like, he forgot us again. And Bluey's like, wait, there's a box in mine. Huh. And there's only a B in mine. Wait. B, box, the apiary. Wait, no. What was it supposed to be? Letterbox. Yeah, it was a letterbox. That's right. So they go to the letterbox and they find one of those little, I don't even know what those are called. One of those little fortune telling things. They somehow get to egg, which leads them to the kitchen, I guess. I don't remember. It somehow leads them to the kitchen, and they're looking for a huge egg. And they find one on the fridge. Inside of the fridge, there's a bunch of eggs, but only one egg is different. Can you tell which egg is different? It's the one that looks like a big hairy nutsack. That's a kiwi. they're like, maybe there's chocolate inside the kiwi. Dad, can you open up this kiwi? He's like, oh, heck yeah. You want to eat it? And Bluey's like, wait, I've got an idea. What about the kiwi rug? And Bingo is like, I'm going to check underneath it. Oh, there's nothing under here. I think they forgot us again. And Bluey's like, no, he didn't forget us. Wait, look at this. There's an arrow leading us out to the backyard. Let's go to the backyard. And Bingo's like, I don't remember this sandcastle being out here. Bluey's like, well, forget that. What is this shit? I don't know what this is. And Bingo's like, we need to get a higher vantage point. Let's go back upstairs. It's a rook. We've got to play chess. Oh, wait, no, it's a castle. And Bingo's like, or Bluey's, oh, God, what do they say? I don't remember. Bluey's like really off base. And Bingo's like, wait, I know what castle it is. It's the one downstairs. And Bluey digs a hole. And there's toilet paper down there. Okay, I forgot. This part's real vile. So they dig up toilet paper from the backyard. And they're like, there's nothing in the bathroom. I don't understand. Wait. It could be in Dad's bathroom.
Are you guys enjoying the stream today?
So here's what's... So they did this whole song and dance for a treasure hunt for their kids to find the candy on Easter. One of the clues was in Bandit's bathroom, and Bandit decided to take a huge stanky shit right when they were doing the treasure hunt. First of all, I think it's wild to just allow people to walk in while you're taking a shit. There ain't no one in the world I'm cool with taking a shit. How is your sub already up, Kitty? Didn't I just sub you? Whatever. But whatever.
Oh, yeah. All we need now is some pee-pee.
Anyways, so...
I am very disappointed. Bye.
I probably would have been startled by the explosion had it not been for the disappointed, so thank you for that. Anyways, so there was a clue of that they needed to go into the bathroom, and Bandit took it upon himself to go take a shit during the treasure hunt, which I think is wild. Inside the bathroom, they find an egg drawn on the mirror, and I don't remember. Oh, it looked like stained glass, like the window. And Bingo's like, that looks like the window in our bedroom. And Bluey's like, but we already checked in our bedroom. Oh, the Easter Bunny did forget about us. And Bluey's like, you're right, Bingo, he did. Which they're so fucking stupid. They did all of this, and they're like, yeah, he must have forgotten about us at this point. Yeah, we don't walk in on each other taking a shit. We've been married for decades. And Bluey's like, you know what, Bingo? He couldn't have forgotten about us. We're great kids. You're smart. You thought of everything. And whoa, what is that? Oh my God! Look at those footprints. They're bunny footprints. And they follow the bunny footprints to Dad's office. And behind the exercise ball is a whole bunch of extremely deadly chocolate for dogs. They had one goal. They could have done anything. And they decided to have dogs in this show eat chocolate and grapes. Both extremely toxic to dogs, and they went out of their way to have them eat both multiple times. Radioactive dogs. It's that briefcase from the end of Pulp Fiction. Easter is fine. Easter drives me nuts a little bit because the kids instantly lose faith like 6 times. I don't think I like it as much as the movies, but I think I like it a little more than Rug Island. Yeah, I think right there is fine. Right there, middle of the... It's not better than Fancy Restaurant or anything like that. Let's take a quick look at the list before we call it. Let's make sure everything is where it needs to be. So, Bad Mood, terrible episode. Swim School, bad. Favorite Thing, bad. Dunny, terrible. Hairdressers, getting better. Buses and Trains, not great. And Mum School, all F tier. I would not recommend any of these to anybody. I think I will push Hairdressers. I'm going to push Hairdressers all the way to the top of F. It's the best of the worst episodes. Solely for the line from Bandit, I don't have any... Hello. I don't have any knits. Would you like to go out with me? That's a good line. Bottom of D, Mr. Monkey Jocks, terrible. Feather Wand, meh. Burger Shop. I'm going to put Feather Wand above Burger Shop. Postman, Bin Night, Circus, Typewriter, and Ice Cream. I'm going to put Circus above Typewriter. And Ice Cream can stay there perfectly fine. Sticky Gecko, Dad Baby, Library, Christmas Swim, Daddy Drop Off. Why is Daddy Drop Off so low? I know why. I remember exactly why. Never mind. It's staying right there. Daddy Drop Off, Tickle Crabs, Rug Island, Easter, and Movies. Yep, that sounds good. Fancy Restaurant, Queens. Fancy Restaurants, I'm going to push above Queens. Hammer Barn. Bingo is right in the middle of B. Double Babysitting, Helicopter, Piggyback, Octopus. No, Octopus can stay there, but Escape is taking a drop. I'm going to drop Escape below Octopus and Muffin Cone. Muffin Cone, top of B, perfectly fine. Road Trip, bottom of A. Cafe with Winnie and Winnie's dad. Dance Mode. I'm going to drop Dance Mode below Cafe. Army, The Show, Granddad. I'm going to drop The Show under Army. Flat Pack, Stump Fest, and Handstand. Handstand's awfully high, isn't it? I'm going to drop Handstand below
Oh, and in
Stump
case
Fest.
I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.
I'm going to drop Handstand below Stump Fest. Finally, S tier, Duck Cake, Seesaw, The Quiet Game, Squash, Charades, Baby Race, Barky Boat, Sleepy Time. Any of these, I'd recommend this top tier to anybody. I think, other than Squash...
Then we scissored all night long.
You have to be careful with scissors. Other than Squash, I think all of these would be good for pretty much anybody. And Squash, I think Squash is great, but I think some people might not like Squash. Let me save this real fast. Let me download that, which we did. All right. I think that was fun. I'm still not 100% sure what we're doing tomorrow. I have an open day, and I don't really feel like moving pinball night. Really? Right now? Right now? You know that's 1,800 points, right? I'm not refunding Hungry Cat. You think I'm refunding Hungry Cat? You're crazy. It's so annoying. I don't know what we're doing tomorrow. We'll figure it out later. I know what I'm doing now, though, is going to bed. Have a fantastic evening, guys. Love you. Say it back. Do something that excites you tonight. Or don't. I'm not a cop. Bye!
Thanks for your time. Have a good day.